A fishing boat cuts through calm waters off Batanes, northern Philippines. The crew hauls nets like their fathers did before them. But military aircraft now streak overhead daily. Foreign warships patrol the horizon constantly. Japanese defense officials visit these remote islands regularly. These forgotten fishing communities have suddenly become the center of rising tension between superpowers, the kind that reshapes entire regions. Japan is building a strategic defense presence in Batanes right now. This is not economic cooperation or disaster relief. This is military positioning at the Taiwan Strait's edge. Japanese forces are installing radar systems across these islands. Intelligence sharing agreements are being signed with Philippine military commanders. Surveillance capabilities are being established just 200 kilometers from Taiwan. This is happening in real time. But the real issue goes deeper. These islands control the gateway between the South China Sea and the Pacific Ocean. Every major shipping lane passes through these waters. Every flight corridor connecting Asia to the Pacific crosses this airspace. Control Batanes, and you monitor the region's most critical zone. Lose these islands, and you lose everything. For fishing families, this is home. For military strategists, this is the most valuable real estate in Southeast Asia. China's military pressure around Taiwan is escalating rapidly. Naval exercises now happen monthly instead of yearly. Fighter jets probe Taiwan's defense zones daily. Warship formations circle the island in growing numbers. This is not just posturing anymore. If conflict erupts over Taiwan, it will not stay contained within the strait. These quiet islands will become the first battleground. And this is where things become serious. Japan's entire economy depends on keeping these sea lanes open. 80% of Japanese energy imports travel this exact route. Their trade lifeline runs directly through these waters. When China's naval dominance grows stronger, Japan faces economic strangulation. So Japanese leaders made a decision: position assets in Batanes or watch their nation become vulnerable. The Philippines cannot stay neutral despite wanting to avoid this choice. Geography makes neutrality impossible when superpowers compete. China already claims vast areas of Philippine fishing waters. Chinese Coast Guard vessels regularly ram Philippine boats. The Philippine military cannot match China's growing power alone. Alliance with Japan offers protection, but every partnership demands a price. This is not just cooperation, this is positioning. And everyone understands what this means. The Philippines now operates within a growing regional network. American intelligence flows through Manila daily. Australian surveillance data gets shared instantly. Indian naval exercises coordinate with Philippine forces. Even Vietnam and Thailand provide quiet support. The message to Beijing could not be clearer. But Beijing is watching closely and responding predictably. Chinese diplomats call this foreign interference in regional affairs. Military commanders warn about destabilizing buildups near their borders. China's countermoves have been swift and decisive. More patrol vessels crowd disputed waters. Larger military exercises pressure Taiwan's defenses. Stronger diplomatic pressure targets Southeast Asian capitals. The competition is intensifying. What happens next could change everything for ordinary people caught in between. Military personnel now arrive in Batanes on regular commercial flights. Construction crews work on classified projects behind closed fences. Radar dishes appear on previously empty hillsides. Local children point excitedly at passing military aircraft, but their parents worry about what this attention really means. One fisherman put it simply: "We used to watch the weather, now we watch ships." Intelligence analysts study satellite photos of their villages daily. Military planners mark their homes on strategic battle maps. International diplomats argue about their islands in foreign capitals. The world's attention feels more like a curse than a blessing. And that's where the situation changes completely. Manila tries to balance impossible competing pressures. Philippine officials welcome Japanese security cooperation publicly, but they also maintain careful dialogue with Chinese counterparts privately. Every agreement with Tokyo draws sharp criticism from Beijing. Every concession to China angers their new allies. 20,000 Filipino citizens live in Batanes. They never asked to become pawns in superpower competition. Japanese officials speak carefully about their expanding military presence. They emphasize defensive cooperation and humanitarian assistance capabilities. But military experts understand exactly what is happening. Japan is building the ability to monitor and potentially respond to threats across the Taiwan Strait, not for territorial expansion, for national survival. But this move carries serious risks for everyone involved. Every radar installation makes these islands potential targets. Every intelligence agreement pulls Japan deeper into regional disputes. Every defense cooperation step brings military confrontation closer. Japanese voters never signed up for conflict in Southeast Asia, but their leaders believe they have no alternative. This is only part of a much larger story unfolding across the region. Fishing boats still head out each morning from Batanes harbors. Crews cast their nets in ancestral waters. But now they share those waters with Coast Guard cutters and naval destroyers. They listen to military radio chatter in foreign languages. They watch aircraft loaded with missiles instead of passengers. The question is not whether regional tensions will continue rising. They will escalate further. The question is whether this military preparation prevents conflict or makes war more likely. Japan and the Philippines claim they are building deterrence. China sees this as deliberate escalation. Both sides prepare for scenarios they insist they want to avoid. Is this positioning creating stability or pushing the region towards something much more dangerous? The answer will determine the fate of millions across the Asia-Pacific. It starts here in Batanes, where fishing families watch their peaceful isolation disappear, where small islands have become critical pieces on a superpower chessboard, where the future balance of power is being decided right now.